Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ron Rayfield and Justine Dorn is here,
right.
and today we're going to eat some lovely fried chicken.
Fried chicken, beans, gravy, and cheesecake. Not all together, I mean the cheesecake's after. But oh my gosh, we already had this off camera. It was so hilarious because I said, Ron, come in here and try this. And as soon as he started eating it, he didn't talk to me until he was done eating it. I was just standing there and he was eating it like crazy. And
oh, it's the best fried chicken I've ever had.
I asked him, is it good? Like he was just eating it and eating it. He didn't tell me, he didn't talk to me. So that's a good sign that it's good food when the guy won't even talk.
It's very good. It's crunchy, it's not greasy. It's just
good.
really good.
It's really, really good. There's a lot of flies in here again. I mean, when I say a lot, I mean 2, because it's summertime.
That's period correct.
It's period correct.
It's PC.
Which means period correct. That's a term that we use at reenactments a lot. And so back then, the summer kitchens were often built away from the main house because of the flies.
And the heat.
And the heat. Yeah, it wasn't because of the fire risk, because there were fireplaces in every room in the house anyway. It was because of the bugs and the smells and the heat. But we have a small cabin. We don't have the luxury of having a separate summer kitchen. So here we are. Yeah, not yet. I would love to.
Let's serve this chicken.
Yes, please. Let's serve it up. And I just quickly made some butter beans to go on the side from our crock.
I will take a breast and a wing and a thigh and egg.
Very good choice, sir.
And if you guys would like to see this being made, this fried chicken, please head on over to Early American.
Yes.
That's the Early American channel on YouTube.
Right, you can watch us cook it there and watch us eat it here.
Yep.
Would you like some beans?
Yes, please.
Those are the big butter beans. Probably my favorite type of bean. They just melt in your mouth.
They do.
Thank you. And this fried chicken, it's a lemon fried chicken. It's meant to be eaten with gravy. Whereas most modern fried chicken recipes aren't meant to be dipped in gravy. You can eat it if you want, it's optional, but this is like mandatory. It says in the receipt you have to eat it with gravy.
Tell them what's inside the gravy.
Okay, so this is just a brown gravy. We added mushroom catsup, the juice of half of a lemon, and some cayenne pepper. And they loved cayenne pepper back then.
Oh, yeah.
They did. I'm just gonna dip it. He poured it over, I'm gonna dip it.
Oh, you ready for me to say grace? And then we
yes,
can dig
please.
in.
Oh no.
What? Oh, that's right, you're gonna dip it, sorry.
That stays in its rightful place right here.
Oh, me. Alright, ready?
Yes, please.
Lord, thank you for this beautiful meal that my beautiful future wife has made inside our beautiful cabin. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ron.
And it is a very beautiful day. It's a little warm in Missouri today, but it's dry. It's not humid.
Right.
There's a little slight breeze.
Right. I feel a little better today than last time.
As you can tell, last time you guys see me, I was all sweaty.
Okay, I'm eating.
Okay, I'm going. I'll stop talking. The beans.
My nickname is Justine Beanie ever since I was a little kid because I love my beans. And it rhymes with my name. Okay, last time I tried this, it was a leg. Let's try it with a wing. There's lemon zest in the breading, in the batter. That's so good.
Yes.
That is so good.
This breading is excellent. It's not cornmeal.
I like this gravy.
It's breadcrumbs in it.
It's just dried breadcrumbs. I'm gonna start adding lemon juice to my gravy.
Add lemon juice to everything. The pancakes, I hope some of y'all tried that. I took pancakes to a whole nother level. And the ice cream. We're on a lemon kick here lately.
Right. I mean, it's easy to do if you do period cooking because they were kind of obsessed with lemons. By this period, lemons were more accessible and affordable for most people than they had ever been before. Obviously, if you were living in a one-room hut with dirt floors in the middle of nowhere, you probably had a hard time getting lemons. Mm-hmm. But we live on the Mississippi River.
We don't ask where they came from. We just pay them the money and.
Yeah, we don't ask where it came from. We just pay them the money and we eat them.
Don't want to know. That's not my business.
We get a discounted rate if we get it from suspicious looking people. And I grated the lemon with my new state-of-the-art grater here. This is just a sheet of 10 that's folded over and it's been punched out from the other side. So it's really, really sharp.
We got that at the rendezvous this
weekend. Yeah, tell them about that.
My mouth was full.
Oh.
Good call.
Honestly, the food is a little too good for us to be talking.
Yeah.
It's just really good this time. I mean, sometimes these dishes are hell and sometimes they're heaven. Period dishes. But this one's heaven. This one is a repeat. We're going to be making this one again.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm in between bites. I'll talk a little bit about it. So we went to Fort Desha this weekend, and it was hot, and it was very fun. We had a few people that we've met that seen the show, so thank you to all that came. We also had our super fans, which our friends is what I should be calling them, Michael and Lee.
They're really our friends.
Yeah, they've come to St. Jen a handful of times now, and they brought us this cheesecake, so this is our dessert today.
They made it.
But Michael got to dress up, and Lee dressed up, and Michael participated with the St. John Militia. And we marched around the fort and stuff during the opening ceremonies. And
the presenting of the colors.
Yeah, it was very fun. And it was a good day.
It's a mom and a son.
From Kentucky.
Michael and Lee.
He is amazing at smoking and cooking meat. He loves to smoke meat, so maybe in the future we can somehow work up a video with that. I gotta build a smokehouse, I guess.
Right. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we participated in the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony where they lift and lower the flags.
But he's looking to get his start into reenacting, and he purchased a few items there for a good price.
We're a bad influence on people.
And they live really close to Fort Massac. And in the fall, there's a big reenactment rendezvous there, and he plans on setting up a camp and doing that. Yeah. And we'll be there for that, and it'll be a good time.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so whenever we go to Fort Desha, we've been going there for years. Ron is part of the St. John Militia, which is one of the groups that participates. They carry a French flag because St. Genevieve is a French. It was a French town. I mean, I love France and all that, but I want to carry the American flag.
I do too.
So I don't march with Ron's group.
Yeah.
I march with the American Continental soldiers because they're the ones that carry the American flag. And I just love carrying the American flag. Like every reenactment we go to, if there's a color, it's the color ceremony where you put up all the different flags, and there's like 10 different flags that we put up. I want to put up the American flag. I'll do it. I sign up for it.
Betsy Ross.
Yep. I know afterwards someone said, you did a great job being Betsy Ross. I get compared to Betsy Ross a lot. I think it's because every single picture you ever see of her, she has dark hair.
Yeah.
I'm a brunette.
That's why I love you so much. You got my own Betsy Ross. You got my own Justine beanie.
That's right. This is really good.
I know.
Man, this is good.
The chicken's really good, but the breading is what's making it so good. That is excellent breading.
I'm loving the gravy.
Well, the gravy's good too.
They knew how to eat back then.
Oh yeah.
When you were burning 3,000 calories a day, you had to know how to eat. You might as well make it a good experience.
Didn't you say fried chicken actually originated in Scotland?
It probably did. Some people think that it originated in the American South, but more likely what happened is it originated in Scotland, just because there's recipes that from Scotland that go back many hundreds of years, like pre-18th century, of people in Scotland frying chickens. And then a lot of Scottish immigrants came to the southern portion of America, United States. But I think multiple groups invented it kind of roughly at the same time. The Scottish probably did it first, but then there's a theory, because there's no concrete evidence for it, because it wasn't written down. You know, a lot of things in history just weren't written down, unfortunately. So there's a theory that slaves in the American South invented fried chicken, but also we have evidence that the Scottish were making fried chicken before that. So what probably happened is it's just a combination of a whole bunch of different groups that came together. There were a lot of Scottish immigrants that came to the South. You know, I mean, it's not exactly a high-tech thing to make. You just fry chicken.
Every culture probably has.
Yeah, every culture. It's like
some
saying,
version of fried chicken.
Yeah, it's like saying, okay, who invented French fries exactly? Well, it's hard to say because it's literally just a fried potato.
France? Is it French?
No.
I don't know.
But there's like 5 different groups that have been frying potatoes for at least the last 200 years, you know, so it's kind of hard to say exactly. Like, that's just an example, though. You know, it's hard to say exactly who invented it. It could have been slaves in the South, in the United States. Could have been the Scottish. And there's probably a whole bunch of other countries that claim that they invented it first.
I'd want to claim it.
I think I even remember reading about how there's evidence that in medieval Europe people were frying chicken.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's something so simple as frying
because
chicken.
people have been frying foods for thousands of years, and they've been eating chicken for thousands of years. So put the 2 and 2 together.
I wonder what fried chicken tastes like.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be like. Of course, every region has their own spices that they add. This one in particular, this is from a 1796 receipt published in England. So keep that in mind. That means it's probably more likely that this in particular has a Scottish influence to it rather than slaves in Louisiana.
Well, you can tell by the spices they're using too. They probably would
Maybe.
use more stuff from the Caribbean, maybe more of a barbecue kind of style.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm just spitballing.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Yeah. And the
y'all
first,
should try to make this. It's good.
it's really good. And the first written down mention of fried chicken that's ever been published in a recipe book was by Hannah Glass in the 1740s, and she's an English lady. So she was from England.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, she was in America.
Nope.
England.
I mean, I don't know, maybe she traveled there, but she was born and raised in England.
That's
She
cool.
lived there.
That's pretty cool.
So who knows? It could have been invented by a whole bunch of, probably roughly around the same time.
My money on it is it's been around for 1,000 years.
Right.
Like you said. Well, you gotta watch it for these little bones. We use Cornish hens again. They cook quickly and they're easy to
Right.
work with. And I always forget about the tiny little bones. I was picking one out a while ago. It's so little.
Speaking of which, I just got one.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it is really good. It wasn't really hard to make either.
No.
I fried 4 at a time because that's what would fit in my cauldron. I told Ron I have the best job ever. I can fry chicken in a cauldron. I mean, how many people can say they can do that? That's just cool.
It's just so cute. She had to have it.
Yep, I love that cauldron. I got it for 20 bucks. It was secondhand, but those things last forever anyway.
Yeah, we bought it from a Highlander.
True story.
Yep. From a member of the 42nd Highlander group.
Right. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And I'm gonna put good use to it.
That's not right for another piece. Oh, is there a leg left?
Yep. That's a leg.
Actually, what's this one? That's a wing and thigh.
And I swear
I'll
none
look at
of
this.
our chickens were harmed in the making of this program.
Yeah, these are Cornishins. Our chickens aren't that small.
So how have we been spending our days lately? Well, the biggest thing we've been doing lately, something that we haven't been talking about too much, I did make one community post about it on my channel, Early American, but that's been the extent of it, is we are desperately looking for land.
Yep.
And this has been something that has just been occupying our every waking moment for at least the last 6 months. And we don't talk about it on here that much because it's repetitive and, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But we've looked at so many properties. We looked at 2 today. And so far it's just nothing. So few things are coming up, and the only ones that are coming up, they're not on the public market. Because the public market is dry. The only thing on the public market is land that's
still highway.
$500,000 or something crazy like that. We can't afford that.
Or in bad locations, subdivisions and all that.
With the restrictions, and it's 2 acres.
So if we pull up our chart, here's our criteria, if you know of anybody. Number 1, must be in or extremely close to St. Genevieve County. When I say extremely close, I mean within
The
20,
border.
Yeah, within 20 miles of the county line of St. Genevieve.
We're talking about the county, not St. Gen the town, but
Yes.
St. Genevieve County. So it has to be that county.
Criteria number 2, has to be relatively level flat.
Yep.
Some gently rolling hills is fine, but no drop-offs, no bluffs, no gorges, no floodplains, no hayfields, because there's no trees. Criteria number 3, must be no restrictions on the land.
Yeah, because we want to keep chickens.
Chickens, horses, whatever, but we don't want any restrictions. We want to dig our own drain field and our own well. We don't want to be on city water, and we don't want to be regulated with all that mumbo jumbo. Criteria number 4. 4 is, what is number 4?
It can't be on a highway.
Yeah, cannot be near. We don't want to hear the highway, what would you call it, the droning noise of the tires. We don't want to hear pull motors and diesel trucks and dirt bikes. There's a time and place, all that. I like driving my dirt bike and my truck and all that, but when we're working, we need silence, and we want to enjoy it.
We want to enjoy nature.
Yeah. Criteria number 5.
Yeah, there's more?
There's more. I think this is the last one. I almost forgot. What is the last one? What was that?
You don't even know what it is.
I do. I forgot about it. I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh.
I know there's a 5th one. Oh yeah, the mount.
Oh yeah.
Bare minimum 5 acres. We're looking for at least 10. Anything smaller than 5, please do not waste your time messaging us about it.
We can't build a serious homestead on 1 acre, unfortunately.
Yeah. And there would be restrictions on 1 acre.
Yeah, in this county you can't build a well.
You need at least 3 acres for a drain field and a well, but we want bare minimum 5. We're shooting for 10. 20 would be great.
Right.
So if you know of anybody and are serious, like I said, please don't waste your time. And let us know. We don't want to work with a real estate agent, so we've talked to 4 or 5, and it's just, we don't have time to play games.
We've had so many games.
That's for people that's got kids on the way and they just want to sign to whatever. We're not doing that, so we're not going to waste our time.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, I've talked to at least half a dozen real estate agents. They just kind of lead me on, and eventually they tell me, nothing's available. But that's after 3 hours of talking with them. It's just like, I'm sick of it, But
I mean, they're looking for people that are gullible or just desperate because they got kids on the way and they got to, do this, just sign, and then they're $500,000 in debt right away like that. And we're not that kind of people. So.
And another thing is, we have a budget. which for this county is kind of hard, you know, because we can't afford anything over 120 grand for land.
Yeah, so
we can't afford anything over that because that's just for land.
Yep.
You know, we still have to build a house.
Yep.
So basically, to summarize, has to be under 120 grand, has to be in St. John County. It has to be flat or gently rolling so we can actually build a house on it, because we've looked at properties that were literally just cliffs and they're still charging 10 grand an acre.
There's
I mean,
no
it's
way.
sad.
Not worth
It's
it.
like, it's just so sad
I
what
don't
people
care.
are trying to do.
I don't care whose great-great-granddaddy farmed corn on it back in 1942. I don't care.
Well, that's not even happened, but usually they sell it as hunting land,
Yeah,
basically. But we don't want it for hunting land. We want something that we can actually build a house on.
Yeah.
And it can't be on a highway, obviously, you know. Which is, I think, most people's criteria for a house, really.
Right.
But we can't find anything. I mean, we looked at 2 today. The first one was 10 acres, and it was, like, you could not build a house on it. It was like this.
Yeah.
The whole entire property. There was no flat part to it. It was just cliffs.
I mean, sure, you could bring a dozer in, but when you want to build outbuildings, a barn,
Or have
shed,
a vegetable garden.
have a garden, all that, I'm not going to spend $80,000 to have a bulldozer
On
come
just level.
do everything.
Yeah, we'd rather
That's-
just get land that's not, you know, I mean,
Well-
plus at the same time, they're selling that land for 10, 11 grand an acre. Land like that should not go for more than 3 grand an acre, because you can't build a house on it, you can barely walk it.
Yeah, no way.
Right, and then the second one we looked at today was 5 acres, but there was a huge power line tower right in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, that's the other criteria. No power line cuts. I know everybody's got that kind of property for sale. I don't want that. Same reason
Yeah.
they don't want it.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the ones with the huge power towers.
Mhm.
The huge ones that go right through the middle of it. But they're still charging 10 grand an acre for that in this county. It's crazy. You know? So if they can get away with it, they'll continue to charge that crazy amount.
So anyways, keep your ear to the ground.
Yeah, please, if you hear of anyone that's willing to sell land in St. Genevieve County, are right outside of it, you know, because bless you guys' heart, I've had a lot of people on the community post when I made that post that were trying to help out. I understand you guys are just trying to help and there's not a lot available, so you're just trying to do what you can. But I've had people give me listings for 3 hours away.
Yeah.
You know, we're not moving.
No.
We're staying here. Our family's here. Our job's here. We can't move.
So.
You know, so we want to be in St. John County. And I've also had people tell me, oh, contact this YouTuber, contact that YouTuber. I've done that, and the 3 that I did that you guys told me to do, they were like, I can't help you.
Yeah. That's a waste of time.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, they don't even live in St. John County. Just because you know another YouTuber that lives in Missouri. Missouri is a huge state. That don't mean they know about land in St. John County or they know anyone who even lives in St. John County. So, again, thank you guys for trying to help so much. But as you can see, we still don't have land.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been looking non-stop. We've come close a couple of times, and for one reason or another, never our fault, but just like something has come up and the seller won't sell the land anymore. And yeah, so it's been sad, because I don't want like a huge house. I just want land. Ever since I was a kid, I would have a little doodle book and I would draw out a fake layout of what I wanted my homestead to be. Okay, I want the orchard to go here, I want the vegetable garden to go here, I want the berry bushes here, the house there. So it's been my biggest dream in my whole life, is to just have some land.
Mm-hmm.
And this area is so beautiful. Every time Ron and I go out, we see just forests and empty fields that aren't being used.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know who owns them. We're going to try to look into it. But a lot of them just probably won't sell, because we've already heard, you know, the thing about St. John County is it's a very old town established in the 1730s. And a lot of people have had that land since at least 150 years. It's been in their families. It's an old farming town. And they won't sell it because it's in the will that says you can't sell the land. or it says you can't sell it unless all of your 6 brothers are in agreement, which means they'll never sell the land. So it's all family owned, and a family will own 700 acres, and they're only using maybe 50, but they won't sell the rest of it. So that means that it's so hard for people like us that just want to get married and build a house and start our own lives and our own future. There's just nothing available, unfortunately. But we're not moving. We're not moving. We're stubborn about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still looking. And hopefully we'll have some luck. But if you guys know anything, if you've heard anything, please let us know. You can just email me, earlyamericancooking@gmail.com, or send a message to Ron.
Yep. If it meets the criteria.
If it meets the criteria, yeah, that's another thing.
Please don't waste your time.
Yeah, please.
Don't waste ours.
I know you guys have really good intentions, you know, but I had some people sending me links to 0.2 acres for $100,000, or land that already had a house on it that was $500,000, or because you're paying for the house, not the land.
Right.
Or
yeah, we're not looking for a house.
Yeah, we can't afford it. You know, we can't afford to pay $30,000 an acre because it has a house on it that we're gonna bulldoze, because we want to build our own style house.
Mm-hmm.
And also had one send me something on highway, but it wasn't even a house. It was a plant nursery that they were asking $350,000, I think, for like 5 acres. You know, like I really appreciate it, guys. I know you're trying to help, but you're wasting your time, you know. We're not looking for that. We're just looking for 10 acres of just raw land in St. John County, and that's all there is to it. So thank you if you know anybody that can help us out.
Well, are you ready for some dessert?
Oh, I was born ready for some dessert.
Let's set these out of the way over there. That was good. I will be eating the rest of that this evening.
That was really good.
Keep your fork.
Oh yeah, I need my fork. I tend to do that. I tend to, whenever I go for another plate of food, I just kind of put my fork in the wash.
Alright. So, here's some cheesecake made by Miss Lee.
Right.
Michael's mom. Very nice lady.
It's really good. It's New York style cheesecake. Homemade, 100%.
It looks so delicious.
And it comes with a sauce, like a secret sauce.
It's got, I think, pecans, walnuts, and caramel, and some spices in it.
Caramel.
Caramel,
Caramel, dang it.
Cooked sugar.
Yep, basically it's cooked sugar. So it's a caramel sauce with chopped nuts in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see, this is a smaller piece. I'll give that to you. I'll eat the bigger piece.
I don't think I can honestly eat a whole piece of either of them.
I can eat it.
Cheesecake is heavy. Really, you think you can?
No, yeah, I can do it. I deserve it. We have a long weekend.
That's right, you deserve it. And they did have cheesecake back then.
This is the best cooked cheesecake I've ever had. I typically like the uncooked kind.
Oh, that's good.
The kind you let chill overnight, but this is so good.
That is so good. That sauce really makes it too. I mean, this is restaurant worthy. You could sell this.
Yeah, for $6 a slice.
Minimum.
For the reference, $6 a slice of pie is pretty high.
Is it really?
When we had the restaurant, we were selling pies for like $2 a slice, so.
Oh yeah. Hey, I don't think you've mentioned this before. Ron's family used to own a restaurant.
Multiple restaurants.
Multiple restaurants.
My family's been in the catering and the restaurant industry for over 40 years.
Small town restaurant,
Yeah,
not like a chain or anything.
Yeah.
Just like a family-owned small town restaurant.
I think we've had 5 different ones and catering things, different counties and stuff.
American style food.
Country cooking.
And Ron was a cook.
Yep. And best damn dishwasher this side of Mississippi. But I'm fast. I'm good too. I'm neat. I'm not messy in the kitchen. But anyways, we got out of it about a year before the whole craziness hit, and
With COVID.
So well, now that you said that, the algorithm's gonna throw us off probably. But anyways, yeah, before COVID, we quit. So we're not in it no more.
Yeah, they just wanted to retire.
But I still got it.
He's still the fastest dishwasher this side of Mississippi.
I'm 15 burgers faster than anybody.
Just...
I mean, we'd have like 20 tickets hanging up above the grill, and I just be in the zone, crank up the 80s on the radio, and go to town. It's so good.
And if anyone's wondering, I have absolutely no experience cooking professionally. I just like it, so I do it. My experience is watching my grandma. I like grandma style cooking.
You never tell because you're an excellent cook.
Well, thanks.
Your food's delicious.
Thanks. I like grandma style cooking, which is just cheaper ingredients, you know, nothing really fancy. But the things that you do make taste really good, and they just make you happy. And I combine that with my interest in history, and here we are. Making fried chicken in cauldrons. Like it was intended.
Our good friend Paul made us this lovely wooden plate.
Oh yeah, this plate.
He turned it on a wood lathe that's out of poplar.
He's the individual that helped me chase away the spying river rats with a tomahawk.
Mm-hmm. We've got another plate up there. If you want to show it to him.
Well, it looks just like this one. It's like a wooden plate.
Okay. Well, they can't see the stripe or anything.
Mm.
Thank you.
I'm getting it.
So poplar has green and dark stripes to it.
Mhm.
Really pretty.
Yeah. And bless Paul, he's such a good man. He's really sweet. I mean, he's the type of guy you can never imagine disagreeing with him or him ever getting angry. He'll only get angry at redcoats and river rats. But the poor guy, you know, he's got all sorts of health problems.
Mm-hmm.
We're grateful whenever he shows up to an event.
Oh yeah. He's one of those guys that's...
He's hardcore too.
He'll sleep out in the tornadic weather and everything.
And he has so many of these health issues, and he's the strongest man I've ever met.
And he's full of wisdom.
Mhm.
He'll sit there and talk to you for an hour, and you'll learn much more than what you've learned in the past year.
He also never complains ever.
No.
He'll tell you things that are pretty alarming about his health, but he'll just say it matter-of-factly. And then he'll ask, so how are you doing? You know? He's just a really humble, smart, down-to-earth guy. And I'm really grateful that he's in our lives.
Yeah, he's
very wise.
Very nice man.
He's taught me he's put it in perspective what it means to be a badass. You know? I mean, this guy's told me before, oh yeah, at the time I had open heart surgery and they didn't put me under anesthesia. I was just looking down the whole time, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's what my heart looks like. And then he's got all these other health issues, and
yeah, I believe
he's sleeping outside. He's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy how strong this man is.
Yeah.
And he never complains.
Did a cancer treatment the day before the fort, and he was out there at the fort in the hot heat, and he just keeps on keeping on. He walks about 3 miles a day is what he says. That's what keeps him going. Just got to keep moving.
Just got to keep moving.
Yeah.
And he cooks for everyone too.
Oh, he cooks.
At camp.
He loves to cook. That's his joy.
Yeah.
But
he's really strong.
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Whew.
You already had your slice.
Stuffed. I ate it too fast.
Oh, like we haven't heard that before. I'm surprised I've even gotten this far, but it's...
Me too.
It's that good.
I am pretty surprised you're that far.
And I don't have an upset stomach yet.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal a little bit.
Please do. Please steal a lot.
It's so good you can't stop eating.
Right, it's so, so good, but cheesecake is heavier and denser than a brick. You'll probably build a house out of it.
Yeah. It's a good thing I sweated off all the stuff this weekend because now I'm pounding it back on.
You're gonna sweat cheesecake real soon. If it'll fit through your pores. That's a big slice too. Oh, okay, now I'm starting to break down. But the show must go on.
Do it for the show. For the show. For the show.
For you, I'll do it.
For the show. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it.
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm eating. Yeah. That's right.
We did it. Oh my gosh. I love you.
Wait till I finish chewing. Then the show is. Well, hold on. I gotta show I swallowed it.
No. What's this, Fear Factor? Make sure you ate it. Yep, she ate it.
I did it!
Put your tongue back in your mouth.
I did it, bro.
This is cheesy, I know. I love you. But we don't care. And we hope you all don't care.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, that was delicious.
That was a good meal. That was a hearty meal for hardworking people. That was really, really good food.
And next time you see us, we got a surprise out back.
We sure do. It involves fire.
Yep. And it's not a brand new Cadillac either.
No. Oh. The horse's name is Cadillac. Well, we're gonna say bye.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna lay down in a vegetative state probably for the next half hour, and then after that I'll do something. I'll clean.
It's my turn to do dishes though, so.
Oh, you're the best dishwasher this side of
That's
the
right.
Mississippi.
So you enjoy your nap, and I'll scrub a dub over there.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Seriously, y'all need to try that chicken. It's
Yeah,
good.
that chicken is really, really good.
And if you ask nicely, maybe Lee will give you the recipe.
Maybe.
You have to bleep her in the comments there and ask her.
Right. And by the way, for the chicken, I fried it for 15 minutes.
And it was stalled.
Well, yeah, it wasn't frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't put a frozen chicken in hot oil. Don't do that.
No.
That's a very bad idea.
Just remember, you can go see it at Early American.
Yep. So 15 minutes for the chickie, and you'll probably eat it in under 15 minutes. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. You take care. You have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.